Hello, welcome to Horror Monster Collectibles, where today, yes, I'm a little late to the party. I got this in about a month or two after everybody else because Sideshow apparently has taken a note from Big Bag Toy Store on shipping out things after everybody has received them months ago. But anyway, this is the brand new Trick or Treat Studios Terrifier Art the Clown 6-scale figure, and I'm excited to take a look at it. So let's go ahead and spin this around and take a closer look. Alright guys, so here is Art out of the packaging. Now as far as accessories, he does come with a total of 4 hands, 3 right hands and 1 left. It would have been nice if he had the inclusion of another left hand, maybe like a closed fist or something like that, but out of the packaging he comes with 2 open hands, and then there is an additional right hand holding a scalpel and another right hand that can grip the hacksaw. So let's go ahead and look at Art himself, and then we'll go over the accessories. Get my focus. And one thing that they changed, which I'm not happy about, is they changed the look of the eyes where he's looking up now, and I really don't like that so much. I mean, he looks okay in this pose, like in that angle, but otherwise it looks weird that he's looking up. So I'm not super happy about that. It's not a big deal, but still, I'll nitpick it. And then also his eyes are just blacked out. And if you look at the movie, like, he still had blue eyes in the shots. And as far as the figure itself, let's look at the movement. Now we're really limited here as far as head movement. We only have that much movement here and then side to side. We do have full rotation, but as far as any kind of pitch and tilt, we don't have much movement here, and that is because back here you can see the sculpt goes all the way down into the body, and that really limits the movement here. I would have liked to have seen a double joint peg here, so that way we have more movement. I see what they were doing here with wanting to complete the sculpt down here to make it look nice, but unfortunately it kind of affects the movement. And now that they have the eyes up, you really can't pivot it down the way you need to. Also, it's kind of a little loose, where it kind of wants to fall. Let's look at the rest. All right, so coming down here through the torso, we have an ab joint. We actually have 2 ab joints here. So we have lots of crunch here and lots of movement and pivot. So that's nice. Shoulder joint is a double ball joint, so we have lots of pivot back and forth, and then we have full movement here and lots of rotation, so that's good. Through here we do have a bicep swivel and then a double jointed elbow, which really come in handy on some poses. I'm looking at the hand. Unfortunately, the glove meets all the way up to the wrist, so there's not a whole lot of movement here as far as bending the wrist. What happens here when you bend it, it starts to pull the peg out of the wrist. So even though you have full rotation, getting a good bend on the wrist is going to be difficult without pulling the peg out. Let's look at the open hands that come on it, and they do look good, although I will say though that it's just a single tone blood app on here, and I would have liked a little bit more detailing, a little bit more like the pre-production, but it's still decent overall. I'm probably going to do my own blood work on here anyway. And down here, come down here. Also, like, while we're looking at the top here, the outfit does look nice. It's nice and loose. It's got a good fit to it. Come around here to the back. Here's a zipper. installing it. Unfortunately, mine is kind of bent up here from being in the packaging, so I'll have to put some heat to that and get it to lay back flat again. But overall, the outfit's pretty nice, pretty nicely done. It's got the look. It's not perfect, but it's pretty close, and it covers up the wrists and stuff, so nothing's exposed. And it's free enough too, where you have lots of room for movement. Speaking of which, we have 90 degrees on the hip, and then we also have a swivel here. We have a double jointed knee. Get things in focus for you. It's a nice double jointed knee. And then coming down here to the feet. Go ahead and raise these guys up. Again, get it in focus. So we have nice sculpt work here on the boots. There is also a nice pivot, which I always appreciate a good ankle pivot, especially when you're trying to display a figure, and you can get it to lay flat if you're doing some kind of crazy pose. And then of course we have 100 degrees or 360 degrees of movement here. And of course the pants come down over the feet well, so overall not too bad. Some figures have had problems with loose joints. Mine seem relatively okay, although the neck is a little bit loose. But I wouldn't have any problems with holding any kind of poses on him. So let's look at the accessories. All right, up here first, we have the hand holding the scalpel. Again, the blood app is decent, but it's just a single tone, and I feel like it can be done better. This is just a quick factory app, but overall it's nice. And I do like the sculpt, and that can kind of be fixed up as far as the blood application on here. Again, this is a pretty cost-effective figure at 130 bucks for a 6 scale. And I like the detail work on the scalpel. Again, that is not real metal, but it's nice. And then let's look at the hacksaw, which has really nice weathering on there. I like the detailing on here. It's got a nice metallic look to it, weathered metallic. And the sculpt is nice. Again, this is like a PVC type of material. And then finally we have the last right hand, and now this is the gripping hand. And I have not seen how this goes in here, but let's check it out. And it goes in there like so. So it does hold it pretty well. Kind of. It's a little loose, a little on the loose side here. If you go to move it, it kind of wants to fall out a little bit. And that's like as tight as I can get it. Unless I involve this pinky on here, which I don't know if you're supposed to do the pinky or not. Maybe we can get the pinky in there. It does hold a little bit better with the pinky in there, but it looks like it's kind of crammed and unnatural. But overall, it would hold in the pose, although I would like it a little bit tighter. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and do a hand swap on him. See how well that goes. That pulls right out. Set him down. Get this in focus. I'm just going to pull this guy out. This comes out nicely. Go ahead and insert that guy. Let's go ahead and pop him back up in here. And there we go. And real quick, I wanted to show you guys this art box just because I really like these window boxes, and then have a nice like blood splatter effect in the back. And yeah, I'm just a fan of this kind of stuff. It makes for a good display, and definitely appreciate that. All right guys, so final thoughts on this dude. I actually really like it, especially at $130 price point. It's very low for the standard 6 scale figure. So I appreciate that Trick or Treat Studios is trying to give us affordable horror 1/6 scale figures. Yeah, like there's some misses here. I really don't like the eyes looking up. And then the sculpt is overall okay. The blood app is kind of iffy in places. And I was remarking that the outfit is long enough, but some poses when you have the elbows bent like this, you do see some of the wrists. And I mean, that's normal, but like I'm not a fan of like the wrist joints and things like that. So I really wish that somehow it was a little bit longer, just to kind of conceal those joints a little bit more. But overall, the body for me holds up pretty well. It holds in poses and positions, and there's lots of flexibility there with the double jointed elbows and knees. And really the only miss as far as posability is the neck into the body, which really kind of limits you as far as movement there. And I wish I had better positioning there, because with the eyes pointed up, I kind of really want to drop down that head so it's kind of dropped down and looking straight at you, and it's kind of really hard to do that. Most of the time he seems to be just looking up, which is weird to me. But overall, again, really good value. I like that you get 3 right hands. I just wish that there was maybe like a closed fist or something like that. Or just maybe some kind of other gripping hand for the left hand, but again, it's still good value for your buck. In the background, I have Evan Parra's impeccable sculpt of his life-size Art the Clown bust, which is an absolute fabulous piece, and I love this. And I think I'm going to display the two together just like this. So as always, feel free to leave any questions or comments. Hopefully you guys dig Terrifier as much as I do. I'm really looking forward to Terrifier 2. Hopefully here very soon that will be released, as I am pumped for it. And I love the Art the Clown character. I just really think that these movies are done well and capture like the essence of slasher films, which has been missing for a long time. So it's really nice to see a character like this emerge over the past few years and really kind of come into its own, because Art the Clown is super awesome, and they're super fun and gory films, and you just never know what Art's going to do next, which I really like that unpredictability with it. So I will leave you with a 360 view of the Trick or Treat Studios art here. And as always, feel free to like and subscribe and click the bell for notifications for new videos. And until next time, I will see you guys later.